My God is a God of timing. And as we serve him, he'll put us in the right place at the right time to be the most effective for him. How many of you know the story of Will Smith? Though he had won 2 platinum albums and won a Grammy, by the time he was 18, Will Smith had already lost much of his fortune and was in debt. One day, he happened to meet Benny Medina, a Warner Bros. Vice president, in the parking lot asking for directions. Medina knew Smith, but Smith didn't know Medina. In fact, Medina was developing a sitcom at the time, and he decided on the spot that Will Smith was the perfect candidate for that. And as we know today, Will Smith is the star of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think it's safe to say that Will Smith was in the right place at the right time, though others may call it a lucky break. With my God, there are no such coincidences. In fact, the more we live for God, the more we realize he has the capability of putting us in the right place at the right time to be the most effective for him. It's not something we should even think about, because as we walk with God, it's amazing who he brings on our path at just the right moment. The word says in Mark 10:46-52, then they came to Jericho as Jesus and his disciples, together with a large crowd, were leaving the city. A blind man, Bartimaeus, was sitting by the roadside begging. When he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to shout, "Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me." Many rebuked him and told him to be quiet, but he shouted all the more, "Son of David, have mercy on me." Jesus stopped and said, "Call him." So they called to the blind man, "Cheer up, on your feet, he's calling you." Throwing his cloak aside, he jumped to his feet and came to Jesus. "What do you want me to do for you?" Jesus asked him. The blind man said, "Rabbi, I want to see." "Go," said Jesus. "Your faith has healed you." Immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus along the road. Whenever we think about the opportunities ahead, we understand that it's not something we could have created on our own, but it's something that God is deeply involved in. We can trust that he will navigate us to and through any obstacles that we're faced in our lives. Today, I want to share with you 2 points that, with God, are crucial to recognize, and that is being in the right place and the right time. 1, the right place. Imagine if Bartimaeus hadn't gone that day. He could have been, I've stayed at this street corner for 20 years. What would it matter if I go today? But if he hadn't gone, he would have missed his miracle. He could have died blind without seeing the sunrise, sunset, or even his own family. He would have missed the chance to have a story to talk about the power of God. In the Gospels, being part of a miracle often requires just showing up. By staying faithful to the Lord and being present with him, we open ourselves to his presence and power in our lives. Rather than seeking something from God, our reward is simply being in his company. 2, the right time. Bartimaeus was in the right place. He had heard that Jesus was coming his way. He knew this was his moment. He had heard about the man who had healed the blind, and now he was finally coming his way. This was his moment. To seize the right opportunity, we may need to let go of things holding us back. When Bartimaeus heard Jesus was calling him, he threw off his beggar's cloak and moved through the crowds, refusing to let it delay him. Today, if we realize that we are in the right place at the right time, we can experience our own breakthrough. It's crucial to discard. It is crucial to resist the enemy's attempts to discourage us, to not follow Jesus and discard distractions. Because like Bartimaeus, no matter what is going on in your life, the time is always right to go all out for Jesus. Thank you.